Hello everyone, my name is Coach Julio and I hope everyone is doing well. So on a weekly basis I want to share with you some exercises and some uplifting stories including motivational quotes to keep us all in good spirits during these difficult times. And also if you like what I'm doing or if you have questions, please send an email and I'll be more than happy to address it and give you some feedback and thoughts on how I can answer your questions too. All right, so that being said, let's begin. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to give you guys out there, and ladies, gentle ladies, a few quotes to get us started. I like motivational quotes. So let's start. So here's one. The youth walks faster, but the elderly knows the road. So that is an African proverb. The youth walks faster, but the elderly knows the road. And then I'm going to just read one more, and then we'll go to the exercises too. Let's see. I'm going to use this one. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne W. Dyer. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So that's very appropriate for what I'm going to do with you because I have a firm understanding and belief through my experience of training with older adults for over 15 years and athletes with different goals and different preconditions that our perception of our limitations can affect what we do for physical activity. So sometimes if we had, including me, if I had an injury, but yet my PT, physical therapist, my doctor says I'm fully recovered, that history of the injury may prevent me from doing exercises that I am physically capable of doing because I have a fear. And that could be including walking upstairs and some other things, or closing my eyes. Closing my eyes if I had a fall because I feel I'm going to lose my balance. So I'm going to try to give you some exercise to build that confidence to walk through that fear, and it's going to be simple exercise that you can use with household equipment, and it's available for everyone. If you feel any discomfort in your joints, I would like you to stop. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And at the very least, just use your discretion. Let's have some fun and let's get started. All right. So, well, for these exercises, we're going to focus on your hip joints and your upper body, and let's get moving. If I speak too fast, I apologize. I'm very excited and passionate in doing this. And as I go along in doing this with you guys, I'm going to throw some Fitbits, some factoids. Some of you may already know that strength training and just exercise in general is great for bone density, for posture, mobility, gait, and it transfers to daily activities like picking up the kids, grandkids, shopping, and things like that. All right, so if you have a book handy, and it could be a yoga block too, let's start working on the hips. So I'm sitting, I place the book between my knees, I lift my chest, and we're going to do, we call this internal hip rotation. So I know I'm just giving you a tutorial right now. You may follow along, or when we finish this video, you may just do this on your own, or you can make notes right now. When you're doing this, what I want you to be conscious that your shoulders stay leveled, and you do about 10 to 15 reps. Starting point is your foot underneath your knee, and then you bring your foot out. So then I do the opposite side, and some of us, like including myself, will notice a difference in the range of motion, and that's tied to sometimes muscle imbalances or preconditions. One of the awesome things about doing what I'm going to show you is going to help reverse the negative effects of sitting, computer, a lot of TV, and during these times all of us are doing more sitting, so we want to do stuff to get these joints moving. All right, guys, so that's part one. Part two, let's focus on the upper body, and we call this the mid-back region. So that's the muscle I want to target so we can start to pull back your shoulders. Very simple. I'm going to come up a little bit closer so you can see me. So my elbows are glued to my ribs. I pretend I'm holding 2 plates of good food, and elbows hugging the ribs, even a better way. I exhale, and I pinch my shoulder blades, and I bring it back. I smell the roses, and I blow out the candles. By the way, we may have a cameo from my cat, Fu. She's the fitness feline. She's about 12 years old. She's a rescue cat, diabetic cat, and she may make a cameo. She just had her dinner, but she likes to come out once in a while. So there you go, guys. So you would do about 10 to 15 reps of this, and I give you a back view. And you move this here, and I pinch my shoulder blades, and I'm not shrugging. Pinch my shoulder blades, and I'm not shrugging. All right. So I do a couple of other exercises. Every week I'm going to do a couple of these videos and they're going to build upon each other, and I will always review the basics. So right now this is like a general warm-up, but it can also be a new exercise routine for you. All right, so now most of us have done leg extensions at one time or another. So the traditional way, I extend my leg. So what I'm going to show everyone is we're going to do things that can complement what you're doing. Instead of extending our legs straight, lift our chest, I'm going to ask you to turn your femur out or your leg outward, and then you're going to squeeze your quad muscle for about 5 to 8 seconds by keeping your foot flexed. So let's do that again. We're going to do 3 directions. So the first direction, we extend the knee, the legs high, turn your leg out, and then you can hold on and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. For our purposes, I'm not going to hold it for all that time. Then we can bring it up. Now it's centered. My foot's still flexed. I'm not leaning back. And then the last one is my leg is up. I turn my leg inward, so it's pointing this way. And I hold for 5. I'm shaking already. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll show you this angle of how my foot's positioned so you guys can do it. So here is number 1, right? My leg's going out that way. I squeeze. 5 to 8. I'm up, straight, foot flexed. And then I'm up, turn my leg in, and I hold for 5 to 8 seconds. So the awesome part about this is no impact on your joints, and it's going to help stabilize your knee, and we start to develop the lean muscle we need in our legs to support ourselves from getting off the chair and all that good stuff. So now let's actually do a couple of exercises to help us lift off the chair. All right. So many of us may push off the chair. That's perfectly fine. What I want you to think about is having your arms out in front above your chest. I'm going to show you a side view. Why I'm going to ask you to have your arms up as if you're going to pull yourself. If my arms are high, my chest is lifted. If my arms are low, I'm probably looking down and gravity's going to pull me forward. So when I come up, see how I'm going that way? So let's start to revisit this fundamental movement of sitting and standing by lifting. It will be challenging, but let's try. So my arms are up, and then I do what I need to do to pull myself up, and then at 3, 2, 1, I sit. So once again, my arms are up, I pull myself up, 3, 2, 1, down. I'm going to throw a little bit of nerdy exercise science. Not all of us have the same hip structure, meaning some of us have smaller hips, bigger hips, etc. So the stance for your legs and your feet should always be like so. Whatever you should consider having your knee, your hip, and your foot tracking. So whether you have a narrow stance or a wider stance, you want to have all of these joints to track. Some of us may be able to lift ourselves better with a wider stance. So here's the same thing. I pull myself up, and then I sit. So some of us may be a more narrow stance. What I would like you to do is to explore or do both. At the very least, if you do it wider, you get to strengthen the inner thighs. If you do narrow and you haven't done it that way, you're going to hit the quads of these muscles a little bit more. It's win-win. Variety of life, spice. Okay. So now I'm going to have you do a couple of standing exercises, and then we're going to go from there. You're going to see I have a couple of things here, and why not? Let me actually begin with the dynamic balance. So balance is very important for everyone. So traditional way, we'll bring one leg up, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to show you some balance exercises, what we call dynamic balance, that you can do at home. It's very important that you have something stable. A chair can be stable, but make sure it's solid, or a wall. And for our purposes, I'm going to use this chair. So I'm standing by the chair. I'm not leaning. I bring my knee up, my arms out, my knee is up, and then I touch. I show you again. Knee up, hand touch. You can actually start with just the knee up. You do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're like, how is this balanced? I'm going to show you. So that's level 1. Level 2, you will tap 5 times. And level 3, you will hold, and then you tap the chair for 5 times. Whoa, yeah, you weren't expecting that. That was sneaky. My style of training is known to be sneaky, my friends. So I'll show you a side view. Maybe this might help. Arm up, knee up, right? So level 1 was what, guys? We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Level 2, hand to knee. Pretend I just did 5 reps. On my 5th one, I hold, and then I raise that opposite arm. And then you would try that on the opposite side. Same thing, I just went to level 3. And here's my tap. Everyone has a little bit of asymmetry, muscle imbalances on each side. And like notice I was more wobbly, but the awesome part about the human body, repetition is the mother of all skills. So without challenge, the body won't change. We just want to have safe challenge, like we just did. And we do that frequently, maybe once, twice, or 3 times a week, whatever allows you to recover completely. And then your body has to change to adapt to those exercises. That's win-win. Now I'm going to finish with a couple of non-traditional exercises you may not have thought of. So grip strength is extremely important, and research has shown as our grips get stronger, it ties into brain health, and it helps prevent. It's part of a overall treatment or a concept that it can help with Alzheimer's, dementia, and other cognitive conditions and other brain issues like that. So having grip strength is very important, is what I'm getting at. All right, what can we do to strengthen our grip? You can grab some cans. These are a little bit mixed match, but that's all right. I'm holding it with my fingertips, and then I walk. I walk, 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 walk. You get to see what I'm going to have for dinner. A little hunch. What's this? Beans. And then I walk back. Do about 10 to 15 paces. So you're like, all right, I'll give that a shot. Now, what is that strengthening? Obviously, your grips and your fingers. And it goes up to kinetic chain. If that's too light, you can grab something heavier. Just trying to give you some ideas and introduce some things you may not have thought of. Hope you're finding this helpful. And I would like to end with something I call the SPARTA squat. So what the SPARTA squat is basically you're going to balance a book either 2 ways, like a waiter or a waitress, like this way, or the challenging way. I work with an 89-year-old, and he puts me to shame. He does this with a yoga block. So like right here, what we do, I'm going to do my best. Well, let me bring this chair back a little bit. You may feel the suspense. Is he going to drop it? My cat's looking at me. I think she's doubtful. So I'm up, 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 up. Once I stand, you can't see it, but I'm pressing overhead. The pressing overhead is not required, but it's just bonus. And I sit. So I show you on this side, which is my challenge side. I'm righty. I stand, stand, stand. And I bring it up. Notice it's slower. I can't drop it. I'm on camera. It's very suspenseful. And then I sit. So there's a tremendous amount of brain activity for your brain's focusing on balancing that. While it's doing that, your legs are getting a workout. And then your core and your posture has to get better and adapt to the movements so you don't fall over. It's win-win. So hopefully you like what I showed you. If you need any assistance with food, or you want to learn about resources available to you from the city, send us an email with your questions and we'll send that to you too. Till then, I want you to stay safe, and we're all thinking of you. Bye-bye.